NCRP Productions presents Unhallowed Metropolis, Secrets in the Sands, Episode 60. Welcome back to Unhallowed Metropolis, Secrets in the Sands. This is Barry, your Game Master. Let's get everyone introduced and we'll start.
Hey y'all, it's Pedro. I'm playing Dr. Desmond Wright, the medical doctor.
Hi, it's Sequoia, and I'm running Frankie the Undertaker.
Hello, I'm Michael. I'm playing Dr. Everett Wolf, the doctor focusing in chemistry and alchemy.
Hi, it's Matt, and I'm playing Ayden, Samir Carter.
Hi, this is Jill, and I'm playing Raya the Mourner.
So last week, boy, I've got notes everywhere. Let's see. I'll start with Dr. Wright was trying to swindle shares of the Zeppelin.
I take such offense to that, Barry. Billings and I, as discussed, have been friends forever, as far as he is concerned.
Anyway, that was the vast majority of what you were doing, was trying to get Billings to give you shares. You had actually even put it at a straight number. You had purchased 20% shares in the company.
I'm not greedy. I was thinking 25, but I thought too much. Too unrealistic.
That even he might see something's off about that.
So, for the rest of you, other than Ayden, the entire rest were at the campfire at one point or another, where you guys learned that the leader of this group of Novus Dei, the one who had the ruby mask, his name is Malcolm. You also believe he is probably nobility, because you have heard different people call him Lord. That Novus Dei is trying to stop prophecies. That's why they want the stones. That's why they want the dais. That's why they feel like it needs to go to France. And they haven't talked about France first and then England, which you guys have sort of talked about. His push is to make sure it's there. While you guys were talking about these things around the campfire, Ayden was down in KV-23, what he believes to be Eye's tomb. He was messing with a sarcophagus, had gotten the lid partially open, and a number of the characters were going in there over time. Right now, if I remember correctly, we have Frankie, we have two of the Novus Dei.
Well, one now.
Well, we have two of the Novus Dei are still physically there. We have Malcolm, and then Raya, did you go as well?
No, I didn't.
All right. So that is what's left inside. The rest of you are sitting around the campfire.
Did me and Cal come back from the extended
There has
bathroom
been a
break?
discussion between Cal and Dr. Wolf, wherein Cal realized after getting heated that Cal had gotten heated.
Oh, yeah.
And Dr. Wolf had to explain to Cal that he still has within his system the after effects of Hyde, which Dr. Wright had shot him up with a few episodes ago, and that may play havoc with Cal's emotional state for up to a month, is what Dr. Wolf told him.
Depending on the potency, and what's worse is he could actually transform again.
Yep. And so, yes, you guys have come back there. Going around that campfire, we have Raya, we have Dr. Wolf, we have Cal and Marood, we have Ra, Bess, and Abrax, and then my memory says that we have two of the four remaining Novus Dei that were not Malcolm.
Yes.
I believe that is correct.
Okay, so that is what I'm going with. So where I am going to start the adventure today is going to be inside the tomb. Inside the tomb, Ayden has been running through his obsession, endeavoring as best he can to get the sarcophagus lid off. He is obsessed with finding the secrets inside. As to what he expects to find there, I don't know that we know yet. He hasn't articulated it, but he has a narrow, obsessive focus to try and do that. In moving around, in working on the sarcophagus top, you found that it was locking in place. And you were trying to get, Ayden, were trying to get others to help you move it. Malcolm comes up and he's looking at the sides, as is Frankie, to see if there's possibly a way to unlatch it. Maybe there is a hook. And Malcolm had told one of the Novus Dei members to reach inside and see if he could find a latch. That one reached inside and said, I found something, and then immediately falls to the ground. Thump, you guys, what turns you all to it is you hear his head thump on the edge of the sarcophagus seat, and then the crunch to the ground. So that's where we start.
These guys are not as scary as Cal made them seem. He just knocked himself out.
Did they run into a completely different Novus Day?
Yeah,
Is that
right.
what
This is the B. This is the D team.
So what you gotta remember too is in one
Novus
of the,
Day run by Inspector Clouseau.
well, you got to remember that Cal has talked to you, Dr. Wolf, and no one else has heard this. In Cal's anger, Cal had talked to you about the fact. Cal had talked to you about the fact that Novus Day are basically the anti-explorer society. They are all about grabbing things, pulling them in. Also started telling you that they are murderers and thieves. And so the group that you're seeing, and again, Wolf wouldn't really have seen this group yet, but the group that you guys are seeing, metagaming it from the outside, this seems to be a fairly reasonable group of people. So maybe it's not the same people that Cal ran into, and maybe they're not focused right. You have no idea why, but yes, they seem to be less fearful. I think that's a good description. Less fearful than you guys had thought. So, Ayden, Frankie, what are you guys doing?
Can I tell by looking at him why he fell down?
Not by simple look. There is one candle in there.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is kind of nudge him out of the way.
Okay.
And then I think I still have the candle?
You still have the candle.
I want to try to look up underneath it. I'll hold the candle. I don't know
So
how big
as you nudge him, he groans as you kind of push him out of the way. But ignoring that part, because that's not what Frankie's worried
Yeah,
about.
I don't care about that.
Tell me exactly what you're doing. So you have a lip that is open. It is approximately 4 inches of available space to look in. You have already seen inside.
Yeah.
You notice that what Ayden was doing with the crowbar in endeavoring to get better purchase was pulping the skull, basically destroying the mummy's head that was in there.
So he said he found something and then he fell down. So I'm assuming whatever
He reached in.
Yeah. So do I see anything skittering around in there?
No, there's no. When you hold the candle and look, and when I say look in, I'm assuming you're doing it from distance.
I'm not putting my face against the hole, but I mean, I have the candle pointed at it.
Right. No movement that you see other than the candle's flame itself,
Yeah.
and the fact that you can't completely hold it still.
I'm gonna look at the red mask guy again,
Yep.
and I'm gonna say we should flip the lid over.
Can we unlock it? Have we figured out how to do that yet? My man there seemed to think he had found it.
Well,
Can you reach in and grab it?
no. Like I said, we can flip the lid over. I'm not gonna do what he just did.
So, Ayden, anything to say on that?
Move. I'm going to go stick in there and see if I can feel what he.
So you're going to reach in.
Yep.
Okay.
I will step aside.
All right. So, Ayden, I want you to make a vitality roll.
The little scorpion in his eyes. Wow, 2 for 1 day.
It's working out really well for me.
Maybe we can just lead every Novus Day individual.
15.
Put your hand here.
So with a 15, as you lean down to reach in, you kind of have an idea where you should be reaching for. As you, same as him, as you feel something, and you're in your mind, you're like, okay, I've got it. You start to get lightheaded and start to drift away from the coffin.
I'll step away.
Okay.
Is my head clear?
Takes you a moment or two.
Okay. Going to hold my breath, going to put my mask on, make sure it's covering anything, and I'm gonna go down there and try to open it again.
Okay, so go ahead and give me again a vitality roll.
We should just flip the lid over.
I'll spend a. Oh, we don't have any.
We have 2.
Yeah, we got 2. Oh, here.
I'll spend a chip.
We have 1. Aha.
Ooh, double
Ooh,
tens.
Double tens.
All right, so you're able to get in there, reach in there. Again, it seems to come on you, so whatever is affecting you seems to be going through the mask. But you are able to move a small stone tab that you feel is unlocked it just as you kind of pull yourself back and away from the tomb lid. You think now it is probably unlocked.
Taking the lid off then.
Okay, when you say taking it off, tell me what you want to do.
I'm going
Frankie's suggesting you just literally throw it off.
I'm going to pick it up.
All right, well,
Kind of use it as a shield.
So, are you going to have anyone help you? Or are you just trying
is
to
it that
take
heavy?
This? Yeah, it's a stone lid.
I'll look at Frankie.
I will not say anything, but I'm vibing. We could have just started here, but then I'll come over and help you.
Okay.
Okay, so you are standing at what should be the head.
All right.
You are facing at the
No.
short end. You're facing the feet. The opening is the sarcophagus opening away from you about 4 inches.
Okay, then we're going to get on the long side so we can open up and use it to shield us in case anything.
Okay, so you're going to lean over the sarcophagus and pull the sarcophagus back to
Very
the
bad for your spine.
Yep, very bad. That's a hard pull, but
No, you
especially a 5'3" person.
I'm got a leg up on it.
I don't get how you guys.
I was thinking we would slide it over and then gently lower it down and flip it, but Frankie's not the brains of the
So
operation.
the other thing is, just to
Okay.
remind you, Frankie wants to see the underside where Ayden just wants the goddamn thing off.
Right, we have
So
different.
you're working at different.
This is
Okay,
a good point.
here let's do it your way. Then you can look at the underside all you want.
Okay,
So are you going to push from the 4-inch opening away? Are you going to go
I
on
think
the
the
other
long
side
side
and pull? What
still.
would you guys
Yeah.
like to do?
yeah, we're gonna push
Just
on the
the long
long side
side.
till it's halfway, and then
Okay.
we'll cross over and then ease it down and flip it.
Very good. All right, both of you guys give me, and you're not asking anyone else to help. So both of you guys give me a vitality.
I have asked the room to help, but
Is the guy still on the ground?
Nope. Yeah, Frankie just pushed him aside. He groaned, and everyone's ignoring him.
That's what I mean. So he's still okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
he's still down there.
That's what I'm saying. So there's
So if you've asked the other ones to help, Malcolm, of course, does not, but the other one will join you.
I got a 17
17
with
and,
my minuses. Those are
Good.
still happening, right? Yeah.
Yes.
It's not been a day.
Well, it's been a day, but it's not the kind of day we're talking about.
Yeah.
Hasn't been the full 24 hours of a day.
What the hell, guys? 14.
Okay, excuse me. So, with you two and the other one pushing, it's not graceful by any means, and you guys get it kind of jockeyed a bit to where it starts getting overweighty and it's going to slide on its own. Are you going to try and stop it or let it go? I'm going to ask Ayden first.
I'll try to catch it.
Frankie.
Yeah, try to catch it.
All right. So again, give me vitality rolls. The Novus Day individual that tried to help you loses a hand grip on it, and it's not helpful at all.
I got a 20.
20?
18.
18. So you guys are able to catch it as you back away, lowering it to the ground. It still thuds, but it doesn't crack. You don't drop it.
Okay.
But what
Oh,
ends up
God, we're
happening is
waking
the
the
Novus
dead.
Day who was there ends up being open to whatever was inside, and as you guys set it down and look up, you can't see him. And as you move, you notice he's on the floor on the other side, and Malcolm has stepped back and is watching.
Amateurs. Alright, what's on the other side of this lid?
All right, so you rolled it so you can see. So you grabbed the one single candle, and you are looking at the other side of the lid.
Yeah, what do I got?
So on the inside of the lid here, Ayden, what are you doing?
Looking over the body, see if the other.
So you're not
stones
getting
there.
a whole lot of light, sadly, because Frankie's got the...
I'll light another candle. then.
Okay, so Frankie, while it's being lit, do you speak... I know you speak Latin. Do you speak French?
No.
So the writing that you would expect to see on the underside of this coffin lid is not the writing you see.
Right, I'm looking for hieroglyphs.
Yep. Or something like that.
I can't read anything though, so I don't even know
Right.
that I would say this is French writing.
But this is not the pictures. That's
Right.
what I'm getting at. This is not the pictures you expected to see. Not at all.
Okay, Ayden, what does this say?
Ayden, go ahead and give me an obsession roll to see if you actually...
I don't care. I'm looking at the body.
All right, so you get it lit and brought in. So on your side of it, what you see is the entire inside has a black mold, some kind of sporific thing in there. The head that you were crushing, that you were digging into pieces of,
That
is a
plant.
body accordioned up into roughly the first quarter of the whole thing.
Weird.
Whoa.
It's accordion up from the remainder. Looks like black mold. There might be something in there, in the mold,
Ooh,
because
gross.
it fills pretty much to the top.
Well,
Start digging.
So I'm understanding right. The feet and everything have been crammed up.
Everything's been crammed in
And
the
so
first quarter of the whole sarcophagus.
I know I'm not looking at it, but just for the visual.
Yeah, of course.
Is it like a spongy kind of spore, or is
Exactly.
it? Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
That happened to a pepper shaker of mine once.
Oh, yeah, that was really weird.
It was super weird.
Ayden?
I'm gonna take my crowbar and try to like clear some of the stuff to the side.
Cool.
Okay.
Just shaking that shit up.
All right, so you're just scrape.
No, I mean I'm trying not to like. I'm not.
Well,
know,
and that's
heaving
basically
it
the
everywhere,
question.
I'm just-
So as you go slowly, you'll see bits will fragment up. I'm assuming you've either set the candle down or you're holding it, one or the other.
I'm holding it.
Okay, so you'll see that you are releasing spores up even as slowly as you're going. And if you're going slow enough that you're not dragging it, you can hear things kind of tearing and ripping like fabric tearing and ripping apart as it moves.
Okay.
There is something else in here. There's something rectangular in here that's amidst that.
Ooh.
All right. Try to get it clear to where I can
Okay.
pull it out.
Frankie, while that's going on, what are you doing? You're not sure what's on the
Yeah.
inside of this, but it's not your knowledge of Egyptian stuff.
Yeah. Aside from the not Egyptian stuff, is there a seam like on the other dais?
No.
No. Look at
And it's
Mask Guy.
definitely from lifting it, you are very confident it is not hollow throughout.
Yeah. I'm gonna like stand up and I'm pissed about this, but I'm also really I'd like to know what's going on. So
Well,
I'm-
while you're thinking about it, Malcolm
Yeah.
comes over and asks you, is this what you saw from your other? Is this the same thing?
no, it was pictures before, like the Egyptian stuff.
Okay. And then he looks at it and he seriously looks at it and says, "May I have the candle?"
What does it say?
I said, "Well, I'm not certain, but if you can bring the candle over here."
I'm not gonna give it to him, but I'll crouch down.
Right. He says, "If you can bring it over here." He's like, moving your hand a little bit to try and
Sure.
get to read things. And he looks, he says, "This is not what we were looking for. We need to get out of here now."
What does it say?
And he's backing out. He says, it's death. It's doom. Get your friend out of there. Get out of here now." Notice he doesn't go and grab the other two Novus Dei that are on the floor. He
I
just
do
starts
notice that.
backing out. He's telling you to get out.
All right, I'm gonna grab Ayden.
Okay. Ayden, give me an obsession.
See what happens.
Just dive your hands in and grab the
I'm not
box.
even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna try
You're
to
just going to grab him. Like around
the torso and
yeah,
try
and
to
just
pull him.
pull.
Nope, I'm still grabbing it.
All right. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to give me a coordination roll versus Frankie's vitality roll. But Frankie, you will be doing your vitality adding unarmed combat.
Okay.
Basically, if Ayden can beat you, he will grab the box.
Do you have escapology? I'm just curious.
Yes, I do.
I think he might have a reason to put that in there to get out of the grapple.
What I'm looking at is he's completely focused on it. Frankie puts his arm around and pulls back. I
Gotcha.
don't know that escapology would help, but it's an interesting thought. Has everyone, before we announce, has everyone decided they're done? No re-rolls, we're ready to
Yeah.
go. Okay, so Ayden,
22.
you're 22 to grab the box.
25.
25. So you are pulled short. So now, Ayden,
Good box though.
you've been grabbed. You are being drug out. Are you walking or running?
I'm-
Your equipment.
All right, I'm almost. It's right there. I need it.
I will not pause, but I'll kind of slow down. He says that you're reaching around in death.
He's an idiot.
He was afraid.
Fine. At this point, I'm just gonna reach into this stuff.
Are you? So you're gonna leap back out of Frankie's arms and go and try and grab it? 'Cause
if
Frankie's
he
got
will
you
let me-
away
Yeah,
from
like
it.
I paused.
That's what I'm saying. You pause.
Yeah.
I'm trying to break
So
out.
go
there.
ahead and give me now. In this case, what I'm going to have you do is give me a normal unarmed combat roll, and you're going to do coordination. You're going to add 3 because you're doing it by surprise.
Surprise!
Numbers? Are we there?
Hold up.
Yeah. Before we go, I just want to make sure we're set.
Okay, I'm ready.
What do you got?
20.
13.
13. So you reach in, you grab the box. Are you basically grabbing it, pulling it to your chest, and then?
I'm reaching in, grabbing whatever it is. I'm pulling it out.
Okay.
I'm taking one of the candles and I'm throwing it in on the black stuff.
Okay. So you reach in. Are your hands gloved?
Yes.
Okay, so you reach in and grab the box. The box is heavy. It is maybe 40 pounds.
Whew.
In size, it's approximately 2.5 feet long. It's maybe about a foot wide and maybe about a foot deep. When you grab it, you realize, there's a piece of your head that realizes this. There's no way it's Egyptian.
Okay.
You know that unequivocally. As you step back from it, the reason it connects is because you realize it's metal.
Okay.
So you toss the candle in, you guys will see a small little kind of light.
Do I
up,
get
and
like
there's
a
whoosh?
Do I get a vibe like aliens?
No, you do not get an alien's vibe. And suddenly your hair goes out.
Right.
No, definitely not
All right.
aliens. So what are you doing? Frankie, he's leapt out of your hands. Grab the box. You've been told the whole thing is death and doom. What are you doing?
I'm assuming it just means the black spores. Are
Right.
you leaving the cave now?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
run out, but I will stop and look at the sarcophagus lid real quick and read that.
Okay, so there's fluttery light from inside, and if Frankie's left, there's no other light. So with the fluttery
No,
light,
I would shove him. I'd start shoving you if
all
you
right.
didn't keep
For
going.
the bare second that you see it, you can tell you do not speak French, correct?
No, I do speak French.
All right. So for the bare moment, you notice that the writing on the other side of the sarcophagus is French. You can't even catch a word. You're pushed out that quickly. But you know that that is French, not Egyptian.
All right.
That's weird.
Okay? And you're shoved out.
All right.
So as you come out, give me a vitality roll, please.
That'd be 12.
So you're coming up the second set of stairs. And by the way, I did a little more research on the tomb itself, and I did pretty good not having actually read the description of the tomb. There's a landing, then there's a set of stairs, there's another landing, there's a set of stairs, and that's where the room is, and that's mostly what I described to you. Coming up that second set of stairs before you're actually coming out into the light, you start getting very woozy. And I'm guessing, give me the obsession roll, but you're not going to let go of the box.
Nope. That would be 14.
Okay, so he gets out to where it's the sand ramp, and Ayden falls to the ground. As he hits, he lands on the box.
Oof.
And then bounces off. As he comes off, you can't because you
I'm
have
gonna
no
hold
light.
the box.
And you're behind him. So what do you do?
Picking him up and
Dragging
carrying
him to the... All right. As you bring him over to the campfire, you'll notice that he has a line of that black where he bounced off it across his chest.
Okay, I am going to call for Dr. Wolf.
Yep. And we haven't seen Malcolm come out yet or anything.
You guys... No, because it wouldn't have made a commotion.
Right.
When Frankie's like, Dr. Wolf is... As
Yeah.
Frankie comes running in,
Yeah.
you will see that
I
Malcolm...
don't run into... I stay far away.
Oh, you holler him over?
I-
When you look up, you'll see Malcolm walking towards the fire.
Right. And
And he'll look back as the call comes out as well.
yes. And there's this moment, and based on the tone, grabbing the valise and walking.
Running over there?
I'm
Yeah.
thinking the reason I haven't fainted yet is because I'm a half-lifer. That's what Frankie's brain is saying. And Dr. Wolf falls into two categories that I need.
So, Dr. Wolf, you realize you have no light when you're going over.
Right. And he stops and goes over. Torches. Can I have a torch, please?
One of the no, it would be Marood. Marood would say, Doctor, take this, and he pulls a brand out of the fire and then grabs one himself and follows you
Yep.
over.
Very good. And off him
All
I
right,
go.
so you and Marood come. So you'll see Marood and Dr. Wolf coming.
fine.
You'll notice in the light of you're
He's a
kind of
werewolf, it's
watching,
good.
looking up, watching Ayden, looking up, watching
Yeah,
Ayden.
they're both thropes at
Well,
set.
the important part is Malcolm is coming over as well, but it's staying at distance.
That's his business.
All right, so as you guys come close, so you can see the black line. There's a black line across Ayden's chest. It runs basically the length of his ribs, as opposed to going horizontal on his chest. There is a weird black rectangular shape laying next to him on the ground. Or no, laying down the hill on the ground because Frankie pulled him away.
Can I? I don't know. I was gripping it pretty hard. Why don't I?
Well, that's what it says when you bounce, but Frankie specifically picked you up and pulled you away.
No.
Right. But he's unconscious at the moment. It seems. It seems.
Not
at least.
moving.
It's like.
So-
What? Lay him down, Frankie. What happened?
So I'll put him down and I'll say, we were down in the tomb and he started messing with this black mold stuff and
This. What's on him? As I'm,
I don't know how deadly it is to the humans.
Well, I'm gonna take a
To
sample.
the humans.
humans.
Marud is. I don't know if you guys will notice. Marud definitely would look at you with an odd look.
Yeah, it's what Wolf is like. Not like maybe Ixnay on the Uman's day.
Oh, and then I will like look over at the red mask.
Up at him. He doesn't. He seems to be far enough away that maybe he didn't hear that. He's not coming close.
I
Yeah.
would say all of us humans.
Begins the new age of the lupine homogeny.
Anyway, so one of the first things like Wolf is going to at least like he's going to take one small sample vial and scrape a little bit of the mold into there, pop it because we're going to have to examine this later.
It made 2 of the Deus Machina.
Novus Day.
Novus Day.
the God in the Machine, Frankie. I thought you knew your Latin better than this.
No, Frankie was the one that said "fuck me" when.
True.
Oh my god.
But
That's right.
It made 2 of them faint, and the leader, he said that there was a sarcophagus took
What
the
I
lid off.
said, and you hear him from up top. What I said was, "It is doomed."
You didn't say a lot, you could have offered more information.
It was a prophecy. I assumed the 2 of you would be smart enough to leave. What is
So
wrong
glad
with
I'm
you?
unconscious.
I'm checking his pulse and trying to open up his eye and have like Marud not like stick the brand, but like Marud have like try to see if he's like his pupils dilating and stuff, trying to see if he's unconscious or what exactly.
He's reacting as if he was high,
Oh,
but he is definitely out. Low and shallow breathing. The heart rate has lowered as well.
What was the prophecy?
Doctor, bring me the box.
You're asking that? And Malcolm says that was not a prophecy. That was a warning. I've explained the prophecy.
So glad I'm unconscious.
What
right
did
now.
the sarcophagus say?
It said creeping death.
So if he brought something out of there, that's bad?
I would think it would be creeping with him.
I love that album.
And I'll point over. He brought that out. It was inside the sarcophagus.
So if you will see Malcolm, I don't know if Wolf is going to see this.
Wolf is focused on
Malcolm
his patient.
will back up from you, and he says, "You should move that back in and leave it. This is not the tomb we thought it was. Something's wrong."
Yeah, that is.
I would move away from that.
It's harmful to humans.
I'd like to possess
He
Dr.
kind
Wright.
of turns his head like a dog would and says, "Yes, it's deadly to us."
You're humans.
I would think that it would affect you British as well.
Yes, the British, a nice subspecies.
or made of sterner stuff.
Stiff upper lip,
So I'll turn back and I'll say, so the spores can hurt witches.
Wolf's in the middle of like trying to like using scissors to get the
Stuff off him? Okay.
strips of cloth like the clothes off him so he can like bundle.
There's a big cut.
Well, no,
you're not
I'm
cutting the black to throw it away.
No, I'm cutting off the shirt so that I can
Get rid
that
of the
off
whole
him.
shirt. Yeah, okay, all right, yes.
Yeah.
Dr. Wright has an aneurysm from what way back in camp. Aneurysm.
Wolf is trying not to, so that he can try to make sure that this man is okay.
I'm gonna ask
At which
Marud
point
and
you'll see my chest is really messed
So,
up.
Raya, what are you doing in all this? Because I just realized you're still sitting
yeah.
at the campfire.
When
You're
I
hearing about 60% of what's being said.
when I hear all of this start going on, I'm gonna go stand over by where Malcolm is. I'm
Okay.
gonna say,
So
Frankie,
if
what
you get
happened
up,
down there?
Cal will get up. Cal will say a couple of Egyptian words to your 3 Bedouins. You'll notice that the other 2 that are sitting there will stay seated as you walk over.
As we walk over, I whisper to Cal, I want to reassure you I'm not going to be giving them our stone.
This is good. I
And-
still don't trust them.
I don't either, but if we had kept fighting, it would have been a lot of death on both sides.
Well, we're up 2-1, it sounds like.
Frankie, Cal's
walk over
bloodlust just starts to seep in. Yes.
So, Dr. Wolf, you've
Yes.
gone ahead, you've removed his shirt.
Yep. And I'm like,
Give me a medicine roll. We're gonna.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through medical that we don't know.
Yeah.
We're gonna just let the dice explain it for us.
yes, indeed we are. That is a 15.
Okay. So you throw together a couple of things that you think are gonna
Lupus.
clear him and potentially at least
It's
get
never
him
lupus.
awake. And it takes about a minute. And Ayden, you will kind of start up. I don't know that you're going to have the obsession on you right now. That was a complete knockout for you. So as you come
But where's
up,
the
you're-
box?
Well, you're laying down.
Okay.
Frankie, where is the box? Has it moved?
I have not touched it yet.
Okay. So you're laying down. The full shirt is off, or
Full
as much as you can cut away.
Full shirt is
Okay.
off. We got sleeves.
All right. So he's
whatever.
got sleeves still
Yeah,
sitting in his
and we've got that like set aside because
Did
we
you throw it onto the box? Did you throw it aside?
we threw it aside. We're
All
not.
right.
It's not on the
So
box.
you are waking
Because the
up.
box
having,
is back. So
Down-
let's say the
it's down
cave's
the
here
ramp.
and the fire's here, and he
Yeah.
fell right here.
Yeah.
I didn't bring the box.
Yeah.
But
So the box at the bottom of the ramp. I figure
Yeah.
you're up on the flat.
Yeah.
Ayden, try to breathe slowly. You had a heavy impact on your sternum. It might be you might have trouble breathing. Do you feel like there's any particulates in your throat, in the lungs?
You're scratchy. As you go to speak, you will cough a few times. Very, very much being aware that there is something there. What he's talking about, yeah, you got a pain there. You're gonna have a bruise. You hit something.
All right. Well, I already had a huge wound on my chest, so
That's right.
my ribs were broken. So
You are in more pain. So the breathing is raspy, mostly because you're having troubles breathing.
where's the chest? Bring me the chest.
Ayden, it's probably best you just lie here for a moment. We need to see how bad this is.
It knocked out the other two.
Who speaks French in the group down there? Anyone?
This
Just
guy.
Ayden.
Just Ayden.
Ayden, go ahead and give me an intellect roll, please.
I thought you were gonna say a French chick.
French check.
Guess my brain's not working because I got a 10.
Okay. So, Raya, Malcolm is going to holler something over at the fire. You'll watch Cal looks at Malcolm and then immediately looks over towards the fire. And the remaining two Novus Dei come over with two brands, basically each holding up another stick from out of the fire. They come towards you guys. For you that are on the slope area, you guys are getting better light. There is yet more light coming towards you. You guys can continue talking.
Ayden, I don't know how hard you fell, but you were already injured in this. I don't think you getting up or trying to even worry about that box right now is prudent for your health at the moment. Besides, still don't know if you've breathed in any of the particulates. As a matter of fact, he grabs a swab and can you open your mouth for just a moment as he and if he complies,
Do you?
Yeah, I'll open my
I
mouth.
swab
So
the
while
inner
you're
side of
while
his
you're
cheeks
doing
just
that,
to.
You're going to be focused up. You're going to see the light come around you, so you have a little better light, and then you're going to see the light kind of disappear again.
Okay.
So it comes a little brighter, and then it doesn't.
Yeah.
Frankie, would you be watching? Raya, would you be watching the two Novus Dei?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't stand
So
up.
both of them, with the brands, walk down the ramp.
They're gonna go burn it.
Yep. You both will hear a very quiet thump thump,
Yeah, I don't say that out loud. They're gonna go burn the spores.
and the two of them come walking back up. Both you'll see that.
Did they bring their dudes?
They're dudes.
The
Oh,
two
you-
dudes that were down there.
Oh, they didn't
No,
walk all the way
nobody's
down.
gone back in.
Oh, I thought they went past us.
No, so Novus Dei that were sitting around the fire.
Yeah.
Each grabbed a brand, walked past you guys, walked to the very edge of that, and threw the brands, which you didn't see them do, but you realize that's what they did, down onto the thing, thump thump, and they're walking back towards.
Oh,
Malcolm.
onto the box.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand now.
Unfortunately, they don't realize it's made of metal, so it's not going to burn it.
Malcolm doesn't realize it's made of metal.
No one
but
does.
Ayden knows that it's made of metal.
Yes.
So I look to Malcolm and I say, "What happened down there? What is that?"
So he'll give you his best explanation of the order of events, and then he'll explain to you what I read on the inside of the lid is It was a curse, but it was a very specific curse. A curse of bleeding earth. A curse of creeping death. In reality, I'm fairly certain what it is an aggressive spore. They were something that the French military was working on before everything happened. I only know about it because I have been in a position to learn a few things from our attempt to stop the Animus. Not me, of course.
Well, it sounds like we were not the first to be in this tomb.
No, I don't think this is the right tomb at all. If this is the right tomb, it would suggest that the French were around 3,000, 4,000 years ago.
If I may make a suggestion, why don't we retreat back to where we had our camp? And that way we can...
Frank, are you watching?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a wits perception roll.
we can be safe and we can plan our next...
At double ones.
Perfect.
-3.
Absolutely perfect.
So that's a whopping, like, negative something.
-1.
Make one.
All right. So Malcolm says, I believe that's a grand idea. I think we should do that.
Frick.
Meanwhile, as I've got the swab, is there signs of this mold in
There
his
is
mouth?
there you can see a few black flecks on it.
All right, Ayden, I'm going to need you to drink some of this water. I'm going to need you to swish it around. I need you to spit it out.
And you're going to also know to give him something again. Barry doesn't know the medicine of it. Dr. Wright, excuse me, Dr. Wolf absolutely positively does.
Go back a minute, Barry. What did you just say?
We
That's
should
right.
make him throw up.
Barry,
Yeah.
they're extremely outnumbered by us right now, right?
For the people that you see, without a doubt, there's 3 of them.
Okay.
But when you say outnumbered,
to go
remember
get
that
the
Ruby
case.
Mask was able to take control. Malcolm was able to take control of Frankie, and then it becomes a question of is he really outnumbered at that point? And you don't know what else he can do. But at this point, he's with you. He tells the 2 of them, go bring the horses. Although he says it in French, so you guys probably would not know. But the 2 of them walk away. They don't run away. They don't look furtive or devious at this point.
Scamper.
Well, so Ayden, as in between, like taking water, spitting out water before I give him like the barbasol or whatever it is that I'm going to use to make it.
Barbasol.
I don't know, something to make. He's going to foam at the mouth. That's really going to make him
We're
throw
gonna
up.
poison him and then he won't die from the spores.
And I'm the bad dog.
Screw Ipecac, we're doing barbecue now.
But Ayden keeps talking to Wolf. It's like, we need to get the fucking box. We need that box. And Wolf's just finally takes a moment to like look up to where the box is.
So as you look over, there's basically 2 pieces of wood that have a flame on them that's burning on top of it. With the light, you can see that there's black completely covering it. There's a couple of small spots where it's been scraped enough that it looks like it is oxidized metal under there.
Wolf's gonna stare at that for a moment and goes, Ayden, I don't think anyone should approach that box right now. But if the mold did this to you, I can't imagine what it's going to do to everyone else.
Then drug me because I want what's in the box.
Well, I mean, it's only harmful to humans. I'll go look. And I'll go over to the box.
You're going to head down to the box.
Yeah.
Okay. And do what?
Kick the little fire. Is it so?
They're just laying on top of it.
Yeah, I'll kick them off. And can I, like, is there a clasp? Can I just kick it open?
It's still mostly covered in black. You will be grabbing black.
I'm a half-lifer. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So you say, Frankie.
So,
I haven't fainted yet.
Are you going to grab the box or are you going to feel it up?
I'd like to just kick it open. I mean,
So you're going to just kick it.
I mean, I would look at it.
All right. Right now,
It's just
envision
a sponge.
faceless, fuzzy black rectangle.
Okay.
There's a couple of spots where the black has been scraped off, and you see oxidized
Can
metal.
I, like, brace my foot on it and, like, try to find a seam with my axe? I don't want to touch it with my hands.
I got you. You're going to try and chop it with the axe?
Not
You're gonna
chop it, just, like, I just want to, like...
Fish around with the axe? Okay, go ahead
Yeah.
and give me a coordination roll.
Sure, yeah. I mean, 14?
So with a 14, yeah, you eventually can get to the point where you think you've got a seam, like you can get an edge
Yeah,
of the axe head in, and you're just going to basically bend it open.
I will not break my axe, but yes.
All right. No, you won't break the axe. So as you bend it, it maybe stretches for an inch and a half, and then the whole thing pops, and it flips as the release happens, and black stuff just goes everywhere. In this case, though, the black stuff seems to be in groupings, not powdery, but a thump, 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 thump.
Okay. And does it just look like more spore?
From what you can see, yes.
All right, I'm gonna kick it back into a pile and put the fire back on top.
Not so easily done. So as you go to kick the first one, basically moving with your boot, as your boot hits it, it spreads and covers the front of your boot.
Okay, so from that point, I will scoop with my foot the sand
Okay.
and not kick it directly.
All right.
And try to just...
Are you trying to brush the stuff off with the sand as well with your boot?
Yeah, I'm like, I'll
Okay.
spend like...
Which you realize you can do.
Yeah, I'll spend like
Okay.
7 to 10 minutes
As
doing
you're moving this crap around, you eventually 7 to 10 minutes. So there,
Yeah.
what are the rest of you doing?
I mean, I'll do it.
Well, my patient has just threatened that I'd better drug him, otherwise he's going to try to keep going after it.
I'll shout.
Uh,
It's just more bullshit.
That's what you guys hear.
As Frankie has so eloquently put it, there's nothing in the box that's worth of value. Just as he looks over, it's like, more mold.
We need to get out of here. This is becoming dangerous.
Malcolm says, I wouldn't wait. I think it's a mistake. At which point,
sand.
the horses are coming over, and Malcolm will mount up on one. The two Novus Dei mount up. There are 2 more horses here.
Wolf, let's bring Ayden over
Leave
to
me.
the fire, and
Leave me to die.
we can put Ayden on one of the horses.
We have to keep him flat after what he's done.
Just
After
leave
what's
me
happened to
here.
him. I wouldn't put him on a horseback right now. Marud, can you get his legs? I'll get the front.
Yep.
And we're just lifting him up as he's like, I just want to die as he's going.
And you guys are going to take him back over to the fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
So much wasted effort.
So Malcolm says, then, milady, if you'd like to mount up, let's go back to your camp.
We can't leave them here. We all need to go back together.
So he looks and he's trying to count in his head and say, if we double up, I believe we have no trouble getting everyone on horseback. These are sturdy horses. Actually, he wouldn't say horses. He will say these are sturdy ponies, is what he would actually say.
Wolf, would he be okay to ride if he rode with me? Or
I told
with...
you, he needs to lay flat. We can't put him on a horse. It'll jostle him too much.
We have to get him out of here.
They're not horses, they're ponies.
It's like, you go on ahead. Me and Marud can carry him.
I believe that's true, Miss Raya.
I'm gonna stay with them, with one of the horses. Frankie, can you take the rest of the group back to the camp?
I'm kicking sand still. I don't know that I can. I mean, are you shouting at me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Frankie, can you take Malcolm and the rest of the group back to the camp?
I'm gonna abandon the kicking.
When I'm done here.
And I'd like to get close to you, like, without Malcolm hearing me.
That's pretty easy to do.
Yeah, why are we bringing them back to the camp?
Because it's dangerous for us to be here with the spores.
I feel like bringing them back to our wounded and vulnerable is... I don't like that, Raya.
Right now we outnumber them, and right now we have a truce.
And I don't know that he's controlled me, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And no one said anything either.
Alright, yeah.
I want to assure you that I don't trust them, and I am not going to give him the stone.
Well, I just feel like bringing them to our house just... Alright, yeah. Is there a horse nearby?
Yeah, if you're leaving one horse, you can do that. At this point, you've got Ron Bess on one horse. You've got Abrax, Cal, you've got Raya and Malcolm, and then the other Novus Dei.
And Frankie?
The other 2 Novus Dei.
Are all
Right.
the camels gone?
They're up... We didn't bring the camels
You didn't
down
bring
yet.
camels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'll work. So what's walking back is Frankie, Ayden, Dr. Wolf, and
No.
Marud.
No.
Frankie is bringing Malcolm.
Raya, Ayden, Wolf, Marud are walking.
Okay, and Frankie's bringing the rest back. Very good.
Yeah.
So, you guys ride, you guys are going to walk.
I've never ridden
And you've
a
got
horse
one
before.
horse, correct?
Yes.
You have one horse, okay.
Are horses, like, could he use his camel riding time to ride a horse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're not racing. You're getting on there.
I wanna
and
be
potentially
ahead
you're
of
with,
him.
And you're potentially with, well, you would be, but you're
Yeah.
potentially with someone riding.
Oh, okay.
You're probably in front of Cal, for that matter,
Yeah,
honestly.
that's fine, yeah.
Okay. So you guys will ride back. You, Dr. Wright, are going to hear the sound of hoofbeats. It's not thundering down on you, but it's coming close.
So would have I had any time to do something before it?
Sure.
So
of course.
one thing
You
that
had a lot of time.
Yeah, so one thing that I do want to look for is I had given my throwing knife back to Frankie, and so I'm like out one. And so since I have time, I realize, I don't really know. I look at the camels to see if Ray's camel's still here, because he might have something on
Ray's
there.
camel is still there.
So I'm gonna go look and see if he has like a pack or
Where's the
anything, because
rat?
nobody's around, and I'm gonna say, Billings, my boy, stay here for just a moment.
Okay. So when you go over to Ray's camel and you start unhooking the pack, you will notice that Ray's pack is not there.
Well, shit. Okay, and I'll look in saddlebags if there's a saddlebag or anything. Is there anything there? It's just his
weapons.
camel.
Well, his camel would also have food and that kind of stuff.
So no-
Ray's pack is not there.
Okay, shit. Well, crap.
Which is important information that no one else knows.
Looks like Ray left or someone stole his stuff before me. And then I'll think, like, who's still here, but everybody that's still here...
Are you going to just go through packs?
You
No, because they'll all know if I do it. If Ray's stuff was there, who's gonna tattle? So then I'll say, well, damn, and I'll go. Which Bedouin am I watching?
Zosser.
Zosser. Okay, can I go over? Does Zosser still have his stuff on him as he's injured?
He would have his sword.
He's passed out though, isn't he? No,
He's
okay.
not necessarily passed out.
No.
He's relaxing. He would have his sword. That's the only thing he would really be carrying.
I realized I can't talk to him anyway, so I'd be trying to offer him something, but okay. Well, double shit. And I'll go to Billings and say, Billings, my boy, do you happen to have a knife on you? Do you know if
certainly doesn't everyone?
I seem to have misplaced mine.
Give me just a moment. And he reaches into his pack and he pulls out a small knife.
Something that could be considered a throwing knife?
No, something to be considered a butter knife.
A butter knife? I'll see if he'll let me have it.
Yeah, he'll hand
Okay,
it to
cool.
you.
I have improvised weapons, so I'll say, well, my boy, and I'll flick it between my fingers. Do you mind if I hold on to this?
No.
I'll keep it safe for you,
We're
and I'll
not eating at this point.
tuck it into my pocket. And then I guess I'll sit back down
Okay.
and...
At which point,
Yeah.
you hear hoofbeats coming towards you.
I would holler like, Dr. Wright, we have company.
So as soon as...
Oh, dear. Frankie's back.
I'll say, as soon as I hear footprints, I'll say, would you mind going in there into the tent? Did we put tents up?
You
We
didn't
haven't.
put
No.
tents up.
I'll say, Billings, would you mind going and staying in the... Take... What's his name?
Saucer.
Take that Saucer and take him into the camels. It'll be safer that way. We don't know what's coming back.
But that was Frankie.
Yes, well, Frankie sometimes... He's a good lad, but he brings trouble at times.
Of course. And he helps Saucer up, and they
Be careful and be safe.
they walk away
I'll
towards
tell
the
them.
camels.
And if Saucer looks at me, I'll put a finger over and just like, shh.
And he nods,
No.
and you guys come into camp.
And I sit down to where I am facing the direction they're coming at me, and I have basically my legs crossed, and under the robe, as I kind of like shuffle it over, I have my gun in my hand.
Perfect.
My big gun.
So Frankie will ride in first with Cal, and then the other three will come in, which gives you all the Bedouins back, Cal, Frankie, and 3 Novus Dei.
As soon as I see them, I stand up, and gun drops to the side so it's visible, and I'll say, what in the hell are they doing here, Cal?
Cal will hop off the horse and say, Doctor, it's okay. Raya has worked out a truce.
And I'll look to Ryan. Oh, is Ryan
Raya's not there.
Barry, as I'm riding with Malcolm, right?
No, I thought you were staying back with...
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're
you would
correct.
stay back, yeah.
No, you're not riding with Malcolm.
I'll come closer to Cal, keeping my eyes still on, well, those guys. I noticed the ruby mask, so I'm assuming that's something.
Something different than the other two?
Particular.
Yes, the other two have metal masks.
And I'll say, Why in the hell are you letting Raya make deals with these people? I thought you said they were bad and they wanted to kill us.
They are very bad. There's something else going on. I haven't figured it out yet.
Well,
And at one point, they took over Frankie in the same way that you did,
Which-
but with much more detrimental effect.
which one? That one with the red mask?
Cal nods.
Where's the rest of our party?
They're walking back. Ayden overzealously got himself infected with something.
Well, he did tromp off down that way. Anyway, Cal, when they get back... If the time arises, we should take care of this and get on our way.
And Cal just kind of looks at you and says, Doctor, I think you should speak to Raya before you take any rash moves. And again, be warned, he has abilities.
He is not the first nor the last I have dealt with abilities. Remember that, Cal.
Very good. And so, Frankie, what are you doing? You're off the horse. Cal's off the horse. They've let the reins sit. The others have come in and they're walking towards the campfire.
The dudes.
Yes.
I'm just gonna like very obviously walk with them,
Okay.
probably like 4 feet away.
So, let's see. Why the rubbings, right? Nope, you already have the rubbings. What was the reason that you guys were coming to this camp?
To get away from the black
Just to get away from the
spores.
black. Oh, Raya suggested we should come there. Right. Okay. So Malcolm will say something. You're guessing in French. Right. You don't speak French.
No, only Latin.
Okay. We'll say something in French, and the three of them will sit down near the campfire.
All right, I'm gonna stand like across from them and like not menacingly, but very obviously not like relaxing at all.
Right.
So we're waiting, right? And so we're all kind of like awkwardly sitting.
Well,
Because I want to say something.
Sitting, yeah.
So I'll sit down and cross my legs, and I'll take out my pick up my pipe that's down there, and using my gun still to use a lighter that I have to light it, and I'll say, so might I inquire something of you three? Most likely you with the ruby mask.
Malcolm.
Malcolm,
I'm known
yes.
as Malcolm.
I'm Dr. Desmond Wright. Now, question. What was that I saw your people do with the green light in the sky? It's been a curiosity of mine since I've seen it.
Are you all witches?
I've seen a number of different magics in my time, and I can't say I've ever seen that.
So, Malcolm will look at you. He looks at the other two. He looks back. He says, "It's not magic, Doctor." And he says, "It's alchemy."
Across my legs to the other side. Really now? Do explain.
And he says something in you would know French.
Yeah, I know.
He
Of
says
French.
something in French, and the two of them come over, and all three put their hands as I had shown you. They put fist to fist, and they make a triangle of the three pairs of fists. You will see that out of their gloves, there starts to be a green glow. The green glow gets bigger, and then he leans forward into it. Malcolm does. The red mask takes on a very pale, odd green to it. You think you hear him whisper something, and then that coalesces and goes into the air and disappears into the clouds, at which point it streaks off.
I need to roll an obsession.
Go ahead and make your roll.
Well, I'll say that is a neat alchemical
I'm
trick.
fine.
But you've missed out again that green light.
Yep.
Did you plan for it to go that way, or is that a randomized direction?
No, that is a specific direction. It follows a path.
Very interesting.
What path?
I don't know that you'd understand, but ley lines?
Interesting. I feel like I've heard young Elizabeth talk about that at some point in her dissertation or something. Anyway, well, that is very interesting. I'll say my curiosity has been sated. I am a little disappointed it was not magics. I've become a little bit of a intellectual collector of them at this point.
Dr. Wright, may I inquire? I know of a Dr. Wright who is I can't think of the right word. Foremost? No, that's not the right
Murder.
word.
Renowned?
There we go.
Malcontent.
Malpractice?
That's his gun.
That's what I have in my hand right now.
Peerless surgeon.
I know of a Wright that is reasonably well known in communities for surgery. He would probably be about your age. Yes.
Yeah, that's him.
He doesn't get offended.
As I go to say it. Yes, Frankie is correct. That is I.
Truly.
Yes.
And he starts asking you questions about a couple of things. One, the right stitch, but then a couple of surgeries that you've done that you have put into journals.
Oh, this is my time to shine. So I'll dip
Regale
into my
him?
yeah. I'll regale him.
Truth? All of it?
You-
Anything embellished?
I'm
Only
gonna
to make
say,
him look better. I'm just
yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say I don't need to embellish anything. It's all that impressive.
Right. And that's my thinking.
Yeah.
That's my thinking. That's what
Yeah.
I'm asking. Would you embellish?
No.
All right. So, Frankie, what are you doing as he is talking about boring stuff and Cal's just kind of staring into the middle distance?
Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah. I'm just ready to kill these guys if they act weird.
Okay. So
Most
the
of my
the
time.
other two that are with him, each of them take out their sword and they are sharpening, not in any way menacingly, but it looks like, and you're reasonably certain this is what was going on, it looks like they are putting a blade back on the sword.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, slightly before they're finished talking, or Wright's finished talking, the four of you come in.
Yep.
As you bring Ayden in, you guys will hear them talking. And Dr. Wright should sound rather upbeat and jovial.
I was going to talk to Wolf and Marood as we were walking back
Okay?
and warn them, be prepared that Wright's going to be suspicious and act irrationally.
In what way, Miss Raya?
It wouldn't surprise me if he tried to kill the Novus Day, or if he tried to kill me for...
Well, the one would be a
for the
mistake.
troops.
He wouldn't succeed. And in killing you, that makes... Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm not saying that he would succeed in either. I just wanted to warn you, if he killed
So-
Mei Ling over nothing.
May I ask what your plan is? We've brought them now into our camp, into our home.
Well, we needed to get away from there because that was a dangerous situation.
I
and
agree. I think it's an intelligent choice. I'm just wondering what your forward thought is.
We need to get Ayden to a state where he can help us plan our next move. And we need to find the next step, the next tomb we need to go to.
Was there another?
I don't know.
And Ayden knows?
I care not.
Ayden is our guide.
They're all talking over the like Maroon's literally carrying you,
Right.
saying to Raya,
And I'm
Ayden
all-
knows?
And I'm all like, I care not.
It's Ayden's job to know. That's why we brought Ayden with us.
Oh, well, good.
No,
Ayden,
I was
and he kind of
hired.
shakes you a little bit. Ayden, what are your thoughts?
Please
What's-
don't.
what's
Please,
the next tomb?
please don't shake him. He's in a bad enough condition as it is.
I don't care anymore.
And he'll look back at you.
He has the morbs. We'll take care of that later.
It's been morbid.
He's got the board.
No, not the morbs.
Gotta keep the saddies.
Well, we need to plan our next move.
And may I ask, Cal and I have been wondering this, what in general is our next move? Let's say that we leave with one stone in hand. Possibly we find the dais, although it's not in the tomb that we had expected. Is that correct, Ayden? We did not find the dais?
All we found was empty promises.
We did not find the dais.
I will take that as a no.
We need to find the dais and I assume the other stone or what goes into the stone to complete what's in the drawing.
Yes, I understand, but do we have... Ayden, do we have an idea where more pieces might be?
No.
If Ayden can't help us, then maybe the Novus Day can.
I would not trust them. Cal does not
If
trust
I
them.
was you, I'd just leave this godforsaken land.
Well, I don't trust them either. But this is a better alternative than us killing each other and all being dead in the desert.
I believe that was sound thinking. I agree with you there.
We
Dr.
probably-
Wolf, have you any understanding of the next step?
I was brought along more as a consultant for medical practices.
I'm envisioning as they're walking down a slope, up a slope,
and
talking right literally over Ayden.
and potentially new alchemical processes, or at least get an understanding of what alchemical processes the Egyptian people may have had now and in the past. But I don't really know. I wasn't the one leading this expedition.
Well, may I ask, Doctor, without sounding too presumptuous or rude, why did you leave Cairo with us? If you were looking at processes, you weren't going to find them on the road.
Like so many of us, she was led astray by empty promises.
And as morbid as that sounds, that seems about right, actually.
What did you give him?
I didn't give him anything, really. Just something for him to... He was like this before I gave him the... He had to expel the matter that was in his bowels. He threw up before...
Right, and Marud looks at you and just kind of looks at the end because you have the feet. He looks at your end and then looks at you and just nods once. So, Miss Raya, then your feeling at this point is that Ayden will come back around and possibly go as lead. I don't mean to be presumptuous, but I thought Dr. Wright was your de facto leader. He's done a bang-up job so far.
Marud, there's no need to be polite.
He may have started that way, but that's not the way it is now.
But he still has the list you work from. Whether it's in his head or on paper, he still is the one who maintains the ledger we are working from.
Yes.
Do you believe he has an idea where to go next?
He may, and he may tell us if we stroke his ego enough.
Very good. And unless there's more that you guys want to go over, you guys will come into camp.
Yep.
Yes.
I want to ask them something after I regale this story, so I don't know if I have time before they come over.
They will come into camp, but you certainly may ask. They're not going to come in and say, all right, everyone listen.
Now, out of curiosity, I'm looking at them. Do you all have another one of those swords? An extra one you might want to trade me for something? I have some wonderful amphetamines that could help you stay up all night. And I've always wanted a sword.
So the three of them do look at each other, and then Malcolm gives a single no nod at his two. He looks at you, he says, Dr. Wright, I would gladly give you one. And they are simple swords in their basics, but these have all been consecrated. They travel with Novus Day. I apologize. They're not available. You're looking for a sword of copper? A sword like this one?
Well, yes, I mean, look at that. I mean, they're so interesting. You don't see those very often. And it would just... as I said, I'm a collector of many things.
So they're looking at each other, and these guys have come in, they've set Ayden down.
We're setting him down. We're not setting him too close to the fire.
Sure.
Don't want him too close to the group. Well, enough for light, but to try to keep people away from...
A sword like this, Doctor, is very easily gotten in Alexandria.
Oh, well, then I may have to get one like that there. Do you have any injuries? Did you sustain any during whatever happened over there?
I don't think Malcolm does. And to be honest with you, I don't think these two have anything other than light scratch. No one does. I'm not speaking for him. I'm saying no one does. So he'll tell you, Doctor, that it's very kind. No, none of us sustained any injuries that were undue for the three of us. And for all of you there now, you all have heard that part of it. There should be something in there, for any of you who are cognizant, there should be something in there that's odd. He's lost how many men?
Yeah.
And he doesn't seem to...
He's not bothered.
Not at all.
Well, unfortunately, the only thing I have to offer other than amphetamines would be an ancient Egyptian mace, but that's about it.
Again, Doctor, I wish I could offer to you, because they're of very little value. Again, maybe your equivalent of 40 pounds. Maybe that would be an exceptional price to pay for one of good quality.
I will say the consecration does make it a little more interesting as well. Just, can't hurt a little protection from the Lord,
So when you say it that way, he looks at you. It looks like he's going to say something, and then completely turns from me and he says to Raya, "So how is your man?"
Interesting.
Meanwhile, now we got a light. I can see the wound from the impaling. It's like, my God, man, you've been walking around with this whole time. I'm just now like, there are no bandages left, so I'm like scrambling to figure out what to do here. One, it's like I'm having Marud like grab like some of the extra sticks, the straightest ones he can, knock off bark. We're getting a little bit of rope so we can at least brace his sides.
We're talking on Ayden, right?
Yeah, on Ayden.
Okay,
So we're
very
trying
good.
to brace his sides for at least like the broken ribs
Dr.
bit.
Wright, you
I'm trying
see
to
this
figure.
going on. Do
Yeah.
you want to be a part of it? You're watching Dr. Wolf effectively splint Ayden's chest.
At this point, everybody in the party does not want me to do anything unless
my
they
God.
tell me. Because every time I've tried, they've stopped me. I'm at an impasse.
I'm
So
asking to ask.
nope, I won't do it. Not unless they ask me.
So Malcolm will again turn to you, Raya, and say, "What is our next step?"
Well, first of all, I have every confidence that Dr. Wolf can get Ayden back into shape. We need to plan where we want to go next. We need to find the other stone. We need to find the dais.
And he turns at that point, and the other two turn to you as well. He says, "Find the other stone. You have the other stone." And he's looking right at you.
I have a stone.
You have the stone. I know you have the stone because we had both.
Wait, okay, I can't remember in the hot potato who has it now. Ayden.
I have the stone.
She has it now,
Okay.
but Ayden had it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you have one and we have the other. We
Yes.
need to find the dais.
Well, we can do that in time, but the stones are still an issue. I again remind you, I need both before I leave from here.
Well, I can't just give you the stone.
What would it cost?
So that's what we're doing now. We're bargaining with the stones, right? That's the plan.
And he turns towards you and says, "Doctor, I assure you, it's bargaining for something that was mine to begin with. We had both stones, one of yours," and he doesn't look anywhere but into directly your eyes. He says, "And one of yours took one of the stones from us. I just simply need it back."
Oh,
Raya can most certainly explain to you why I need it.
Oh, that is fine. I'm not a part of this deal. I've had that taken from me. I'm more of an observer. So I'm just trying to. You've been gone for some time. I just don't know what's happening.
This is the awkward Thanksgiving episode.
What's happening right now is that we are trying to figure out what the next move is, whereby I take the stones back to France. And hopefully the dais as well, to stop the ascendancy of the king.
The ascendancy of the king? Well, that sounds fascinating. Which king? The French king?
Perhaps you
Yes,
should
the Golden King.
regale Dr. Wright with the prophecy.
A prophecy as well. Yes, please. I do enjoy these kinds of things.
So he will take 10 plus minutes explaining to you about the king's ascendancy to the throne, and then his actual ascendancy, the damage that it will cause to the world, and France in particular, if he does this. He needs the stones and the dais, he believes, from what he's read from the different rubbings. Oh, and they have the rubbings, so he can show you those. That's why it takes a little bit of time. He'll show you those. I don't know if it'll make heads or tails, but he can tell you from the rubbings, this is what this will do. And Novus Dei believes this is our chance to stop this from happening and to free France.
I apologize that one of our party members stole the stone from you,
So you recognize that that's what happened.
but we've come too far and lost too much. I can't just give it to you.
There it is.
Yes, and yes, I understand. This is why I mentioned trade. We are all down here. I don't feel that it's valuable for me to lose any more. I'm going to need them to go back and cross the Mediterranean. I would like to get this done with quickly. What do you need? What will it cost?
We need to take the stones and the dais to England.
Yes, you've said that, and I've explained to you that that's not possible. We need to take the stones, and when we find it, the dais. And then he stops for a moment, and he looks over all of you. He says, "Have you found the dais?"
Which one?
The one, and he points, and you can hear a tinge of anger in his voice. The one here, right here, in the rubbing.
And I'll just look to Raya. Have we?
Not that I know of.
Raya, go ahead and give me a willpower roll.
Meanwhile, Wolf is doing a bit of internal surgery because I realized it's a piercing wound.
Barry?
And we need to make sure this man's stitched up as best we can, because, oh god.
Just because I, as a player, don't remember, is the dais in there the dais that we found?
No,
in
you guys
Hungary?
have never found it. To my knowledge,
Okay.
you guys have not found it.
Okay.
And it's not where you guys thought it was, which is in that tomb, because Frankie and Ayden have seen inside the box. Or, excuse me, the sarcophagus.
17.
What's in the box?
I thought you were gonna go there.
So for the group of you, he focuses on Raya. Raya, for maybe 20 seconds, just kind of drops to lifeless, but still standing. Doesn't move. And if you look hard enough, you would notice that she also doesn't blink. And then very quickly, she's fine again. And he says, "No, I guess you haven't found the dais yet. I understand.
Do I realize what he did to me?
Go ahead and give me an intellect roll."
The reason that I ask is because I had spent so much time with Alistair, and Alistair had used his
stuff.
powers on me.
Yeah. So it'll be an intellect roll, and you can add psychology if you have it.
Okay. I do not.
Not or parapsychology.
I
Parapsychology
don't
sounds a
have
little
that
more.
either.
Okay.
For some reason, I have a 2 in that. I don't
In
think that's-
parapsychology, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
It's for
Monster
monsters.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever used it.
Yeah.
I got a 20.
Okay, with a 20, you believe, you kind of wonder if you weren't mind probed or
Okay.
something along those lines.
I'm just looking at Raya after that happened and seeing what
So-
she does.
I'm gonna say to him, I know that you were in my mind, and I used to assist someone who had powers very similar to yours. I know what it feels like to have someone like you touch my mind. So you weren't being stealthy about that in any way.
I was never trying to be. I am trying to do what's right for my country and my people. To get us out from the tyranny of, dare I say, the king.
We don't have the dais.
And
We
I
never
understand
have.
that for certain now. But the 2 stones is a starting point for us. Maybe we can recreate the dais, possibly from some of the and he stops. He says, possibly there might be another way, but I need both stones.
What happens after you use the artifacts to dethrone your king?
If it's correct, France is lifted. The
Yeah,
shadow
no. The artifacts, though. I don't care about the...
They have no value to me at that point.
How long does your thing take?
My thing,
Overthrowing of the God King.
I'm absolutely uncertain.
Why don't we accompany you? We'll keep our stone. You can keep your stone. We'll help you overthrow your king and thwart the prophecy. and then we can take the stones to England.
Excuse me, I'm not romping around at another country's war against a god king. I have my own problems back home, Raya. If you would like, we can drop you off in France.
I can only think of one other option from here, Raya.
Everyone's looking at you, Frankie.
Well, it's not a peaceful option.
Everyone's still looking at you, Frankie.
Malcolm, I believe it's the option they went down there with the intention of first.
And that was?
Well, I'm assuming you had more men, and I crossed my legs again.
Used to.
We did.
Bloodshed is out of the question.
It wasn't... Oh, and I'll say how long ago they left.
I mean, it doesn't have to be, but I would rather it wasn't. It's costly.
Quite.
Geographically, are we closer to Egypt or England or France right now?
France. I mean, much closer to France.
Well, how about a simple thing, then? If we're going to have to get into bloodshed, this is the problem with wars. Why does everyone have to fight? Why don't we pick one, and you pick one?
A duel.
Not you, though, Malcolm. I don't want any of the brain whamming going on. We want a clean fight. What about those two? Are you have champion material in you?
He looks and he says, those two, no.
Did they just...
He says, but if that's what you wish, we can do that.
I have
Are
another
we-
question.
Yes?
The timetable for your prophecy.
That's the problem with prophecy. We don't know. This is why we've been in such earnest search. We have been here for over 2 years trying to find these things. We just recently succeeded in finding this tomb. We just recently found the stones.
And I
We're
don't
close.
see any reason why we can't work together. We'll solve your problem, and then maybe you can help us solve our problem.
So, ignoring the violence option, you're saying that you would like to attend France with us? With Novus Dei? And for anyone who's looking, both Cal and
I'm looking
Marud
at them.
look pretty stoic.
Yeah,
at
I
this
look-
point,
I look-
and have not
Wolf-
said anything.
Wolf is taking, like, you know, in between, like, doing, like, the final stitches and everything, like, ironically using the right loop to keep that stitch clean.
The only
as best he can.
options-
But he's watching, especially what's going on here.
The only options that I can see are we kill each other or we can share.
Or you give me the stone. And then, as Frankie said, you come collect it after France is free.
Well, I didn't say that.
If we give it to you and we collect it after France is free, how do we have any guarantee that you'll give it to us then?
What use would I have? And he actually does, what little you can see through the eye slits, he actually does look really surprised. He says, what use would I have for a couple of stones after they've done their job?
I'm just saying that if we all work together, we can help each other out.
So again, I ask you, does that mean you will come to France with me?
And I'm gonna look at everyone else.
Cal and
And-
Marud are both looking at you.
And I will say, are all of you truly interested in going into a war in France?
If the prophecy that he speaks about is true, it will be our problem.
Oh, it will. It most definitely will.
Eventually, it sounds like it will be the whole world's problem. Think about it, Wright. You could be the savior of the world.
What I'm thinking about, and Malcolm, take no offense to this, why are you so easy to jump at the words of a man that you were just so shortly killing as true?
I'm not. I'm trying to stop bloodshed. We've lost too much. We've lost too many people.
Raya, you've mentioned several times that he's probed your mind, and we've seen what he's done with Frankie.
What do you mean?
Yes, what do you mean what he's done with Frankie?
Did you mind mamming me?
So he looks around and he says, that's a rather coarse term. I asked you to safeguard me, and you chose to.
Well, how about this?
The
I have a solution.
I'm just watching Sequoia's face at the table right now.
So when I was with Alistair, I was able to contact him mentally because he was open to me. Perhaps if you opened yourself to me and contacted me and let me see your thoughts, then I would be assured that you were honest and on the up and up with all of this.
For you to travel with us, this is what you're asking?
Yes.
And the rest of you are fine with this? And he's looking right at Frankie.
Absolutely not. Very well.
I think it needs to be everyone's individual decision. I was never planning to go back to London anyways.
I do want to say this. It is rather uncomfortable to enter someone's head. I would truly desire not to enter all of yours to give you this ability.
I would not like that either, but I was just trying to come up with a solution to foster trust with all of us. I just don't want to see any more killing.
Raya, my main concern at this moment is as reasonable as you are being right now. You noticed when he was in your head just now. How do you know the whole reason this conversation isn't happening isn't because he's being more subtle than you think?
Good point. I didn't know.
I assure you I'm not in her mind.
Insight.
You squid. It's gonna be really obvious.
It's a psychology, I believe. That's what I need to
That's
raise.
exactly what it is.
X button, doubt.
Doubt.
That is a 15.
So, from anything that you would be able to read, you think he's telling the truth. Or you think he's being accurate.
I know that going to France would be very dangerous. I know that it's possible that not all of us are going to make it back. But eventually, if this prophecy that you're talking about comes true...
And I fear that it will. Sooner than later.
It's going to be our problem, too, because France is on our doorstep.
Raya, it's time to stop. It's time to stop running all of us towards a death. I know that you're sad, Raya, but you can't keep putting us in danger just because you want to die.
Listen to Dr. Wright. He's a well-known scholar. He understands the mind and he understands the body well.
What have we done since we've come here? We came here with the intention to get those stones. And what did we do? We came here and we got caught up in Cairo. And despite what the smart thing was to do, we got involved in demons. And then we left to go finally find these stones. And what did we do? We got involved with a Bedouin tribe and had that happen and got how many people killed? And whose choices was it to help the Bedouins that led us here and got all of them killed? It was you, Raya. And now you are trying to lead us into a war with France? With the God King of France?
I would more call it an uprising, possibly a rebellion, partisan thinking. Maybe war is a little harsh.
It sounds objectively like a good cause from what you've said. I can't really speak to the truth of it, but are we really going to go with this? Or can we get back to logic? Will you all finally start listening to me again?
There's a pause.
Right.
And then Wolf stands up. Mm-hmm. And he walks over Wolf stands up and walks over to Wright, and he's looking at him, just looking at him for a moment, and goes, "First of all, that was unfair to Raya on who decided to help the Bedouins. That was my decision as a doctor."
All of our decision.
And it was a poor one.
Dr. Wright? Oh, no. He doesn't say doctor. He goes, "Wright? It's been very clear to me since the beginning of this. Well, I didn't see it until now. You can't stand the fact that there's another doctor. You can't stand that I'm here helping these people while you have to sit on the sidelines. That everyone seems to respect my opinion more than yours right now. So tell you what. This is your opportunity. You want to lead this group? You want to be the only doctor? The one whose only opinion matters? This is your chance.
And I'll look to everybody.
Frankie, do you trust me?
It's not a fair question, Raya. I do trust you, but
We need to do what's right. We need to do what's gonna help people.
we don't know enough about any of this, and
But you don't need to. That's the beauty of it. Simply give me the stone.
Come on, Wright. What's one more bit of blood on your hands? Put yourself as the doctor, the one who has all the answers in this moment.
It's sad, Wolf, that you think so little of me.
I don't think you're a doctor. I think you lost that somewhere along the way.
And I think that I gained a realization of how the world works. And the problem is that no matter how peerless you get, those that are not peers, they just won't listen. If I had a decision in this moment, Malcolm, I'm sorry, it would be to tell them all to slaughter you.
Ah, okay.
That's not going to happen.
No,
But see,
no, it's not.
The problem is that they no longer trust me despite what, and you've heard of my reputation, despite what is the better judgment. So,
Your judgment then, Doctor, would be to give me the stone.
you know, I don't think the stones are worth it anymore. So this is what I'm gonna tell you. I'll make my choice, Wolf. Do what you want. I give you the permission. You can be the doctor. I don't want to be it anymore. I just want to get back to London, back to my work, and away from the madness of you all. Because out of everyone that came out of here, I think I'm the only one that made logical choices. You all did not listen to my choices.
I think you made logical choices. Right. I think you very, very much did. But I don't think you made compassionate ones.
The world is not a compassionate one. And I'm gonna stand up. I'm just gonna kind of brush myself off, and I'll holster my pistol, and I'll say, I'm gonna go over near the camels. I'll let you all decide as you see fit.
Okay.
And I'll start walking over
You
there.
walk over. Does anyone do anything?
There is actually a moment, an unfortunate moment happens. As Wright starts to walk away, something overcomes Wolf. A vision of something in a cave, somewhere deep down. And without thinking, his left hand shoots out, grabs Wright violently, and spins him around.
If I could do something in that moment, if he touches me, because I was aware that going by him was dangerous.
Okay.
My hand goes from where it was on the gun, and I pull it as he spins around, and I jab it at him.
Okay. So I have a gun pointed at you, Dr. Wolf.
And
Dr. Wolf,
if
I
he
have your hand on
continues-
my
It's the pole is
Yeah.
still going, and one half of the face, and I mean only one half of the face, one half, the right side, is sort of like almost glazed in a vision. The other side is stretched into a wicked grin.
And I say, well, I'm sorry, my boy. I guess the time is now. Blam! And I fire.
Oh, God.
And Wolf,
I guess we'll end there.
oh shit.
Thank you for listening to another NCRP Productions podcast. To stay on top of everything we're doing, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook, all at NCRP Productions. You can show your support and help us continue to produce content by joining our Patreon. We offer additional podcasts like our B-Sides and have GM materials, maps, and other fun things you can discover over time. You can find our podcasts on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, and many other fine podcast sites. Just look for us at NCRP Productions. We value your thoughts, so please don't hesitate to leave us feedback or comments. And if you would like to contact us directly, you can email us at ncrpproductions@gmail.com.